Yo, LethalLoLo coming back down to earth here, and I encountered a very ethereal and divine video the other day on the internet. Stumbled upon it almost by fate, where I think the almighty gods wanted me to see it so that I could spread its message across the internet to different people all over the world. In this video, internet dwellers, we can see a man tapping on this woman's stomach like a very bad pianist. But clearly, there must be a set of skills that he possesses that we just aren't aware of. A hidden confidential secret that is classified in the deepest corridors of Area 51. Because as we can see here, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that this woman is having the orgasm of her life. Hell, of her many lives. She is ascending beyond the material world into the heavens of hedonistic pleasures. This is like Owen Gray level orgasm right now. And that face right there, that is the face of a confident man who looks like he knows what he is doing. He is a leader, he is a supervisor, he is the CEO of orgasms, the war general with an abundance of badges and medals of honor on his sleeve. If I was this woman's husband, and if I found out this man was doing this to my wife, I would disrespectfully have to ask for the fade, just for him to send me to his domain expansion and then finish me off sexually. And now I'm just another statistic. He is astral projecting his Oscar Mayer wiener into her hot pocket. I have no other answer. This is how Greek gods had sexual intercourse with human women in order to impregnate them with like Percy Jackson. This reminds me of that one scene from Scary Movie 2. This man has to be an ex-convict in the Harry Potter wizardly world who got out somehow and is using his powers to help the betterment of the female population. And I guess for that, I'm thankful. You know, everybody clap it up. Clap it up, guys. Now, I was trying to look further into this to find this godlike man who might be the next coming of Christ. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find who he was. But I did find out what this practice was called, if anybody was interested. You know, what magical voodoo powers that this guy possessed in this video. Well, that is called Kundalini Energy Awakening. As you can see in many of these videos, it is pretty common practice for these women to convulse aggressively, like some sort of exorcism is happening to them. But no, this is them hitting the 8th gate like my guy from Naruto, except instead of reaching death, they reach internal climax. I mean, if we look at this video, this woman looks like she's giving birth to the spawn of Satan or some sort of biblically accurate angel. This is terrifying and hot and heavy at the same time. I really don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. Because why do all these videos look sexual in some way? Like, is this guy giving her metaphysical back shots? What is going on here? I want it. I want what she's having. Gimme. So, what is Kundalini? Well, Kundalini is a very old practice that dates back to the BC days. I know, very ancient. Where it states that there is a very powerful energy within our chakra levels that lies dormant at the base of our spine. Now, before I go on, why does this dude in this picture look zooted off the Zaza? You know, he kind of looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. Anyways, it is said that Kundalini is a very powerful primal energy that represents the unmanifested potential within us all. And in order to activate this orgasmic sensation, you must perform yoga, meditation, and or breathing practices in a very structured way, which is where these very experienced happy ending shamans come in. These are the true members of society. You know, they have all achieved a status that is otherworldly, you know, that derives beyond this physical plane of existence. You know, this isn't one of those scams as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was a load of baloney initially when I first came across the video of the woman spazzing out like she was getting piped down by the Mara Bros. I thought this was one of those fake karate videos where the inexperienced instructor puts his assistant asleep by like blowing him a kiss or something. Or even the video where the pastor throws a weighted blanket at the church attendee to give the illusion that she was possessed by the Holy Spirit, but instead he possessed her with blunt head trauma instead. I mean, just look at the collection of videos. Do these guys look like they came here to play? These aren't jokesters. These guys are here to make you feel better than those shady massage parlors on Broadway Street. But in all seriousness, beyond that, this vessel that we exist in, the one that holds billions of neurons that travel through these electrical currents and synapses in order for us to be conscious and think, is a treasure that I feel like we take for granted. There are layers beyond us that we don't even comprehend that we can activate through these practices. And I truly believe that. I've meditated before many times where I've reached a higher plane in my mind palace where I felt like I was transcending out of my body. I mean, all bullshit aside, and I'm being for real right here, we as human beings are able to produce small dosages of DMT in our brain, and I believe we are able to activate that through these practices. These chemicals that we are able to release is something that is astronomical. I genuinely feel like we have the tendency to forget that this world is more than just bills, materialistic possessions, and status. In reality, what this world is all about is orgasms. Gimme. I want it.
Kundalini Yoga in its essence is the most dangerous form of yoga. I'm saying dangerous because it's the most potent also.
Something about a wise man with a turban on makes me feel like anything he says about the spiritual world is accurate. These guys are the type to max out their intelligence and faith to the fucking max, let me tell you. And as you've seen in this video, he is treating Kundalini Yoga like some sort of final boss, like Millennia from Elden Ring. This man is treating Kundalini energy like ayahuasca. He's basically telling us to start off with weed, then to go to level 2 where we start microdosing shrooms and LSD before we take a dive at the good shit. And I take his word for it, because if I'm gonna be honest, I'm one existential crisis away from doing heroin. But apparently with this practice, and I would say a lot of other ancient practices like long form meditation, for example, that the Buddhist monks perform, essentially assist us on activating parts of our brain in very positive and beneficial ways. Everything that we know in retrospect is hidden through these symbols and messages, which I believe includes the concept of the 7 deadly sins in Christian religion, or even the Eye of the Horus in ancient Egyptian mythology, which supposedly was supposed to represent the pineal gland. I mean, a person that I feel like has indulged in these spiritual notions and has kind of separated himself from his ego is Jim Carrey, who says it best on the Norm Macdonald podcast.
There's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus Christ. Substance that comes from your medulla, which looks like the Ark of the Covenant, has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. Trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form.
I do believe that there is a higher plane of reality that exists within us all. I feel like we all have the power harnessed within us to open these doors of consciousness, as long as we are open-minded to that idea, and as long as we stay away from material desires that holds us back from growing to our full potential. So anyways, I hope I hit the 6-minute mark, and I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit on the short end, but that's okay. Make sure you meditate. Take care of the vessel of yours. Go on a walk, stretch, drink some water. Anyways, that's all for me. I'm off to another dimension. See ya.